Hi boomers, Merry Christmas. I want to talk to you guys in particular about how I think that you can help us get out of this. And this isn't asking something of you that isn't going to happen eventually. It's just asking maybe you can help now instead of later. And when I think about what this year is going to do, and it kind of scares me moving forward, what's it going to do for my generation and the generation below mine, especially the one below mine? How are they going to get into a house? How are they going to move forward? What's the, what are jobs going to look like? What are taxes going to look like? I don't know, but this is obviously going to have a really big long-term effect. And and in my perfect world, asking giant corporations and billionaires for money would be the first step. I don't think hard working middle class or even upper class people that have made good livings and saved and done all the right things should be taxed more than they already have. There's high tax rates in this country. It's hard to get ahead, but with that being said, a lot of boomers did get ahead and are really far ahead, and you guys, some of you, have too much money. And that's totally fine, and that is kind of the way that you wanted it, is that you had too much money and eventually you're going to pass away, and in your estate your family is going to get a lot of money. And so if I think about my mom's generation, around 70 years old, within the next 10 to 20 years, there's going to be a giant influx of money coming in from the boomers to my generation. Basically, there's going to be a whole lot of people that are my age right now, in about their 50s, that are sort of going to win the lottery all at once. Now, my anticipation is going to be that the government is going to need some more of this than they already take. If you want to look how your estate is taxed, I'll find the video and we'll link it in the comments just to show you how. It would be my guess that they are going to find ways to increase the taxes on this huge cash flow that is going to happen within the next 20 to 30 years. So with that being said, I think what you should do is have a real good deep dive, look at your retirement plan, look at your nest egg, look at what you have, and if you are lucky enough or did work hard enough and saved hard enough and were diligent enough to have that kind of extra money that is going to get passed down to your children and potentially your grandchildren, well, maybe you want to start passing this down now in the form of gifts. So you can actually strategically plan this and give money to your children or your grandchildren or charity before you pass away in the form of gifts, and just make sure that you're still totally comfortable through retirement. Maybe it won't be as big of an inheritance for your kids, but I know for myself, if I'm just thinking about my life right now, would it be more beneficial in my estimation if my wife and I got a bit of an inheritance from our parents in 20 years, or would it be more beneficial if there was some sort of gift now to help with maybe the mortgage or whatever, a reno or school costs or being laid off for a year or whatever that might be? Maybe that's going to be more beneficial for people now. So just saying, and then that can actually get money flowing into the economy, because for now you're just saving it where your kids would probably put it back into the economy by maybe building up a business. So a story of myself that I've only shared kind of in writing, and I should talk about it, I guess, and in my office I have the very first sign from my granddad. It says Dr. A. Urschel, dentist, from like 1947, when he first started his very first practice, and worked until he was 77 or 78 years old. And a few years ago, about 5 years ago, he passed away and left some money to his grandchildren and his children. My mom and her two sisters didn't need the money, and some money was passed down to us. And that money, plus an additional gift from my mom, which was super generous, allowed me to take the risk to start K4 and leave the position I was in where I was making good money. And if I didn't get that gift, I would have never been able to take the risk, because no bank was going to lend me money to do this. We didn't have the savings set aside because I had gone to, a commission-based job starting from zero and was working my way up, and then was finally getting to a spot where I was okay, and then had to start back, beyond zero. So it cost me a lot of money for the first 2.5 years, even though K4 was growing, to actually run this business. And I would have never been able to do that without that gift from my granddad and from my mom. So that allowed me to do something that has made my life so much more rewarding and better. And I think if you have the ability to do that for your kids, then I would definitely consider it. Just make sure you plan around it, and if you want to talk to somebody about how that could maybe be done, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to run through the options with you. I am currently talking to some clients about the idea right now, and I think they're really excited about it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in the new year. Stay safe.